Hi there, it's a brand new month and we are doing our April money reset. So we entered the month of April and I want to walk you through how I use the family finance system to reset our monthly budget tracker, see where our savings are now, and to update our emergency and preparedness tab if we need to. So a bit of a background, my name is Val and I work as a corporate administrative assistant here in Houston, Texas. My family and I are living off of one income. It's not very easy, but I think with the right budgeting tool and the right mindset will keep us through this. So grab your tracker, your coffee, or whatever you need, and let's reset together. Okay, so here is my family finance system, and this is a tool that I use every single month to plan where our money goes. So as you can see, there are 3 tabs in here. The monthly budget tracker, where we're at right now. The savings journey, you'll see that in a second, and this emergency and preparedness tab. A quick walkthrough, this is for the month of March, and I've listed my first paycheck in here as color-coded pink, and my second paycheck is the blue in here. When tracking our monthly budget, I like to utilize what's called the zero-based budgeting. So essentially, every dollar has a job even before the month starts. As a one-income household, budgeting our money is what allows us to take care of our bills, have a guilt-free money, and also keep saving for our 3-month emergency fund. And now we are going to set up for the month of April. So it's nothing very complicated. What I like to do is just copy the current month and all of the details below and paste it here. And let's just update the month in here. I won't change my paycheck amounts because these are all fixed. This is going to be the same throughout the year. And what I'm going to do next is to just copy all of the amounts from B to C. Same on my second paycheck. Right there. The next step that I will do is to reset all of the status to not yet paid from my first paycheck as well as this second one. So once everything has been reset, which means all of these amounts has been copied to our working column and all of the status has been marked as not yet paid, this means that I'll be ready to start paying our bills once my first paycheck hits my bank. Now I'm going to walk you through our fixed expenses, our guilt-free spending money, and our savings. So starting with the savings, as already mentioned it on the first part of this video, our emergency fund. This is our focus this year, and we are saving $850 every month towards this goal. So on my first paycheck on the 15th of every month, there is a recurring transfer from my checking account to our high yield savings account. So this is $300. And from my second paycheck, $550 will be going towards this high yield savings account. So that's a total of $850. And for our guilt-free spending, it's not a lot, it's just $130. And we try to keep our expenses low because this emergency fund will give us peace of mind. And after that, maybe I might be able to bump this a little bit higher, but I don't know yet. So far, we're okay with this one. As for our fixed expenses, first one would be for electricity. Currently, we are paying $225. For our first car loan is $540. Our phone bill, $300. This are another car loan. It's $850. Our mortgage equals to $2,500. Car, gas, and groceries, $350. Next is our home internet, which is from Xfinity, and we are paying $30 every month. Next is our water bill. I checked our water bill this month, and it's actually $90. So I am going to change that. And for the $5 difference, I will put it to our car, gas, and grocery money. Next would be our auto insurance. So we are paying for 2 cars, and the total is $250 every month. Next would be our Rainsoft water system, which is $130. Car, gas, and grocery from our second paycheck would be $360. And then the natural gas is $50. Water system maintenance is $40. All in all, the total for our April expenses is $6,700. This budget tracker is different from the other ones that I see online because what they have is the budgeted amount in here and the actual amount in here. So I easily get confused, and I want paying our bills be very simple, like simplest possible solution. And so I created this amount due column and this left to pay column. The way that this works is that you put all amount that you'll be paying for each bill. So for example, this one, all of them actually, the electricity 225, and then down to the emergency fund. And next is you copy everything to this left to pay column. So the way that this left to pay column works is different from this amount due column. This amount due column will not change. This is like your calculation tab to be able to know that you have enough money from your paycheck to cover all the bills that you want to pay during this pay period. So what is this C column or left to pay column? For example, once you've paid the electricity, you are not going to change the amount due column. You're just going to touch this C column. Once this has been paid, but it hasn't been removed from your bank, I like to label it as processing. If I take it off from here, if I zero it out, then I would be confused if my money from my bank is not reflecting this total amount. So I only zero this thing out if this electricity has been paid and the amount has been actually removed from my bank. All right, so this is our monthly budget tracker, and it has been reset and it's ready for the month of April. Next, we are going to the savings journey tab. This is our target amount for this year. What is it for? Is for our 3-month emergency fund. So a little bit of a background. I am very much focusing on this 3-month emergency fund because I've experienced layoff 2022. Back then, we had 3 kids, my husband and I, and we had $0 saved. And as you can imagine, having a mortgage, having a car that we were paying, and bills to pay, on top of that, 3 kids to make sure that they eat, everything, having $0 of money on a time like that is devastating. And it taught me a very important lesson is to save, save, save. So this is our number one priority this year. We started about $25 savings every month until we kept our momentum and our consistency into saving a couple of $100. And since then, we saw an increase to our savings and it feels so good. We had our very first $500 in savings and then our first $1,000. As of last year, before the new year, we hit our 5-figure savings. And we are about $4,640 away from our $18,000 3-month emergency fund. And I'm not sure if I'm going to push through $20,000 this year, just to be sure, but we will see. For this month of April, I'm set to have $850 added to this thing. This is where it gets tricky. So it is almost summer, and with kids, I'm thinking of putting the $850 this month to our summer trip expenses. This means that this month, we will be staying at $13,360 savings. I think that's okay. So this is our savings journey for our 3-month emergency fund. By the way, the link is down below if you want to grab your own. Now, I want to show you something that most budget trackers don't have. You are looking at it right now. This is the emergency and preparedness tab. The big why I created this one, aside from this monthly budget tracker and the savings journey. So I know the importance of budgeting and also saving, not just the future, but for unforeseen situations, like when I got laid off. So that's that. And also on the bigger picture, what if something happens to you or your spouse? The only peace of mind that you can give yourself right now is to make sure that the day-to-days are taken care of. So now there are 4 sections on this emergency and preparedness tab that I really want to keep track, and so I listed them here. First one is the bank accounts. If you currently have multiple bank accounts, you want to make sure to put them here and who the account owner is, as well as the APY if this is in a high yield savings account. Next one is the investment and retirement accounts. So the institution, if it's from Fidelity or Vanguard, and then your account number, the beneficiary. You want to make sure you know who you've put in this one. So the third section is the insurance policies. So life insurance, is it from your employer or did you get it outside? You want to put them here also, and how much the coverage amount is and how much you are paying monthly or yearly for this one. And then for your auto insurance, I know that all of this information, you can find it probably in your email, but you'd have to type a lot of information just to look for these. And so this emergency and preparedness tab contains all of this information. Homeowners insurance or your renter's insurance, and then your health, like your medical, dental, and vision insurance information. I've put a notes column in here because knowing when your coverage expires for your auto insurance or your homeowners insurance is very helpful in making sure that you have enough time to give yourself to shop around, because every year there's a tendency that you'd be able to save if you shop from other insurance providers. And then the fourth section of this emergency and preparedness tab is the bills and subscriptions. In here, it's very easy. You can just go to your monthly budget tracker. Let's go to the sample one, and you just copy everything from your bills to pay section or your items to pay, and you paste them in here. And then next one, you work off on putting the provider. Who are you paying this to? And then your account numbers, interest rates, if these are loans, how are you paying for these bills, and is it on auto pay, which bank is it from? And of course you want to put the payment amount. You don't want to pay less, and you also don't want to pay extra if you don't have enough money for that. And the payment schedule, is it weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, quarterly, annually, or not applicable? You can put that in there also. And then as for the username and passwords, I've put them all in here. If you are comfortable in including them on this emergency and preparedness tab for easy access, you can do so. But if you use like 1Password or any apps for securing your passwords, then you don't have to include them in here. In fact, you can also just delete this column if you're not going to use it. As a parent, knowing that all of these are in one place gives me peace of mind. And if something ever happened, my family would know where to look. Again, I want to iterate that not all of the budgeting tracker tools that I see online have this emergency and preparedness tab. I think that it's very important to have this one. Even if you don't have a family yet, even if you're single, even if you don't have any kids, if it's just you and your spouse, this is a really good starting point. If you want to use this same system I use every month, the family finance system is linked in the description below. It's got all these 3 tabs that we just walked through today. If this is your first time here and you want to follow along this journey, hit the subscribe button. Until then, take care of your money and your family, and I'll see you on the next video.